Hey everyone, good afternoon, and welcome to my very special, not so special birthday stream. Today I'll be streaming some more Dashing Dodgems, the game that we've been working on for well over a year now, actually. I guess I'll start out with just kind of showing you the game as I usually do, and from there on we'll move on to actually doing some work. Let me just quickly grab my test scene here. And we'll have to check if my sound is working okay. If you can hear me properly, just sound off in the chat real quick, and then I know I got my sound set up the right way. And meanwhile, I'll spawn in some players through the join scene, so that we have 2 players spawning instead of 1 player spawning whenever I play the game, just so I can test some stuff a bit easier. So we'll join 1, join 2. Cool, thank you. And we'll go to the test scene. Quickly check my levels. All right. And then now if we play the game, you guys will see nothing because it's on my other screen, but I'll drag it over for you. Okay, so here's the current state. Dashing Dodgems. Starting to look pretty nice, I think. This is our kind of like our vertical slice prototype level, right? So it's probably going to be in the game, but it may not be in the game in this form. But at least this level allows us to test everything that we want to test. So, Dashing Dodgems, what is it? It is a semi-top-down bumper car battle arena game where the objective is to knock your opponents into the water like that, and then if you do so, you win, which is obviously a bit harder if your opponents are actually moving around. What else? Yeah, so it's focused on, or it's aimed at a Switch release. And yeah, it might come to PC at some point or other consoles, kind of depending on the deals we'll be able to get together. But it's primarily focused on Switch for now. All right, so as you can tell, the game focuses on destructibility. So actually, there's something cool happening on the right side. So that's our tile destruction system. So this entire level is built up of these tiles, and every, I believe, 10 seconds right now, the tiles actually explode and sink into the water. And if you're caught on one of these tiles when it sinks into the water, you're obviously in the water, so you lose, which is what we saw happen to our unfortunate player 2 there. Other things that are destructible is pretty much everything. So these small props, we can kind of bash them around. There's nothing except for the ground tiles, which is really indestructible, so to say. Buildings, there's something special about them. If you destroy them, they spawn these little blue batteries, and then if you gather them, you can see now there's a bit of energy gathering on my car, and that will allow me to charge kind of like my main combat ability, which is a bump that we use to displace our opponent here. The system that I'm going to be working on today is actually this system, communicating to the players that they have energy, that they have batteries that they've picked up, and that they therefore can charge, and then communicating that they are in fact charging up a stronger bump, and kind of the relationship between those two values. Because right now I have been spending some time on these particle systems over the past sprint, but it is not too clear yet, or it's not clear enough. So I want to change that system, or we want to change that system. I'm quickly going to go over to Twitter and retweet my tweet that I'm live. There we go. Retweet. Sorry, retweet. Thank you. And then we'll have a look at the board, which is here. So this is our task board, where we go to find out what we have to do on any given day, which is subdivided in the usual, doing, testing, done structure. And here we see kind of the concepts that we came up with last time I streamed. And then a colleague of mine, Victor, has added to it several other concepts that he envisioned. And today is just going to be about trying to get as many of these in a prototype form in the game. And I've actually this morning set up hey, Hierarchy Pro is no longer loaded. That's weird. That's weird. Now it's off. Now it should be on. Oh boy. There we go. Okay. Sometimes that just kind of glitches out. I have no idea why. I need the hierarchy plugin to be able to quickly switch between scenes with these buttons down here. So because we'll go to my other test scene, which is less pretty but more useful. And here I've actually already started prototyping one of the versions of this system this morning. So I have a car set up here, and I have two different UI elements parented to that car, and can kind of drive around. Actually drive around in the scene view, and then we can see kind of what that looks like. Like it isn't billboarded to the player camera yet, because it isn't in our UI system, because that's a feature that our dev would have to, or he would have to add it to our UI system. So right now it's just kind of, just to see what that would sort of look like. And then we have another one that I did this morning, which is kind of like this one, which is really clear. Like this is, with the two tests I've done so far, this is kind of my favorite. Just this bar that depletes as you hold down the B button, and then as you pick up energy, you would see the light blue fill up, and that would be very clear. But so far we've been able to do things without having any UI in the game, and if I can keep it that way, that would be my my preference, so to say. So here's another option for this system, which is actually this sketch right here, wherein we just have a physical representation on the car itself, and then we add shaders and particle systems to that thing to make it actually communicate the values that we want it to communicate. And I'm a big fan of this system, but my colleagues might not be as much. So it's also why I'm modeling this thing right now. I don't want to. We kind of don't want our 3D artist to be working on that right now because he's not convinced yet. But I'll convince him at some point. Let me go object mode, select that one, face, and then it should work. I'll go to extrude, boom. It's usually a bit too thick still. Right. I should have duplicated the cylinder that I used to make this one before I extruded to this spot so that they would both be the same thickness. But I didn't, so yeah. All right, let's go select that one, go to face, and then hit extrude. All right, now we have these two cables running over the car. So what I'm gonna do, smooth all these faces out first of all, so it looks like a cable. There we go. I'll just export the batteries separately, just parent it to the car, I guess. Give it some colors. Not too sure if this is enough here, but I guess that's all I included in the... Oh, there were some bars on the side there as well. You know, with two different colors it might just be clear enough. Yeah. Pivot, get a little bit of history. We'll call this thing battery pack. There we go. Delete out everything else. We just have this guy here. Pivot in the middle. I mean, there's really no better place to put it on this one, I guess, because it won't really snap. It's not going to be on a surface or anything anyway. I'm going to have to just stick it into the car. So I guess the pivot is fine here. And we'll export that. And we'll put it here. Guess it should go in the... Yeah. Let's put it here. And we'll call that battery pack. Right. Loading. Cool. I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake, or I might be able to color them separately. I should have made materials, I think, before I exported it. So I'm not too sure if I can... No, because I combined it, obviously. All right, my bad. There we go. Because I do need to change out these materials. I have a bunch of models in there though. So what I can do And there's probably more efficient way to do this without getting a lot of duplicate materials in our project. And Victor's gonna hate me for doing this, but I'm just gonna make a bunch of materials in Maya and then export them with. And then I can adapt those in in Unity later. All right. Wait, is it still combined? Oh, it is. Oh, shit. Come on. No, it's okay. Yeah, okay. As you guys can probably tell, I don't do 3D too much for a very obvious reason, in that I just don't work clean enough. Alright, let's get this one, call it dark gray. And then you get to be dark gray, and the wires get to be dark gray. And then we'll make Flynn and make that more of a coppery orange. And assign that to those. A bit dark. Yeah, that's better. Alright, and we'll call that copper. I think that's the only colors I need. Oh wait, no, I wanted to do a blue and a red wire. So we'll make 2 more Lamberts. Something like that. And then we'll make a blue. Yeah. That's very true. There is a separate function. Separate function. I forgot about it. Like I said, I don't do 3D too much. Like ever since started working with Victor, I've kind of completely stopped doing 3D pretty much. All right, that looks like a battery pack. I'm wondering if I should put the battery gauge on the side there. I don't think it's gonna read at the scale that it's gonna be that big, right? Maybe something like that. Then especially on the Switch, when it's gonna be 720p in handheld mode, that's not gonna read at all. So it has to be. So I guess this is about as detailed as we want to get. Right, okay, let's grab all of those. Yep. And one more time. I'm not even sure if delete all by type history is still absolutely necessary, but it's when I kind of learned about Maya and game engines that was like, I just had to do that or else it would just go completely wrong every single time. Let's see, battery pack. Yes, I do. Okay. And now it has colors. Kind of shift that over a bit, like that one, like that, and actually parent it to the car. I might have to lighten up the materials a bit. It might be a bit dark. Let's see what it looks like in game. And we'll go back to the scene view. Yeah, I'll have to lighten those up. Actually, quite a bit, actually. To edit these, right? Do I not? Right. There we go. Do I have a light in this scene? Because that might make quite a difference. I don't. Do I? Doesn't look like it, right? Alright. That makes a difference. That makes a hell of a difference. Before I start brightening out all those colors, and then just turns out that this scene is a lot darker than my other other test scene. Bit much. Yeah, something like that. Copper, which is a metallic color, by the way. Yeah, okay. And then the dark gray, which is turned almost like in Unity, it's like completely black. The relation between Maya materials and Unity materials is fudgy at best. Okay, a bit clearer. And then we can just grab, I have a small, kind of like a lightning particle system. Is this the old one? Oh, that's the old one. Gross. I have a better one. Oh wait, this is in the content field. I think that's X. No, that's not the one. Where did I? Nope. Or is it? Did I put it in resources? Because it has to be Spawned in, yes, okay. And then there is a... I think it might be this one. Yeah, that's the one. And that's a bit big. Yeah, I don't want to edit the actual particle system. I just kind of want one of those globes. So that's small lightning ball, that one. Yes, I do. Well, that's that one right there. And we'll just put that on the battery pack. Zero that out. And then the battery pack kind of has this electricity going around it. I mean, this is obviously just really small to check, but and I actually want to disable some of the things that are on here. I'm not entirely sure. I think that might only occur once I hit play, because they are spawned in, right? Like, I want to disable all of those other particles that start, because this is not the way this car is supposed to spawn in. So it's just gonna go ahead and go haywire with all the particle effects. So I'm just gonna disable all of those, so that all we're looking at is the battery pack and the small amount of lightning that's on there. I can't use the game view because it automatically centers on the car that it does spawn in correctly. So these are actually two different cars that we're looking at. So I'm just gonna hit double F. Oh, sorry, I'll hit that one. Hit double F, and now the camera will follow this one. And if I disable these outlines, there we go. Can kind of get a gander at what that would look like how visible that battery pack is. I'd say it's pretty visible. The thing is, whoopcha. It would have to communicate the energy turning into charge by having particles run along these wires into the bumper. Kind of don't want to try and make, because that I would probably animate them along that path or something similar. I don't want to do that right now though, because that would take a long time, and I just want to get all of these done before the end of the day. So just having that battery pack on there, I think that's enough of a test for that. Alright, so moving on to the next one, that's the circle, the battery pack. We have an engine, which is actually quite easy to prototype, because if you go to visuals here, front, there actually already is a real-life engine in there. So to prototype this one, all we have to do is kind of like scale that motherfucker up a bit, and then check out how dumb or how cool it looks. I mean, well, put a green light or something. Yeah, we could put a light on the battery pack for sure. We have both of these enabled. There's so much more detail on the car. Let's go double focus on that one. Get rid of that gizmo. Drive around a bit. I mean, no. I'm still on the tile as it sinks down slowly. I don't know about the engine though. Also because they're electric bumper carts, right? Having their engine grow as they get more I mean, we are far removed from realism, so I mean we could I just don't think it's the flavoring that we'd want to go for. Now we have the really strong headlights, and I think we might actually have a headlight cookie image, or we used to. I think it got, yeah, I guess it got cleaned up, but we can make a new headlight cookie image. That's no big deal. Like a rectangle. That. Then we make that white. And put a mask on there. Give that a gradient. There we go. We can export that. Yeah, we can put it here. And then call it headlight cookie or something. Unity. Okay. No, actually, that's not going to be an actual cookie. I'm kind of thinking about what material I want this to be. Let's first go ahead and parent it to the car. Zero out the values. There we go. Nice. Z fighting. Gotta love it. Divider. Or there's a way to get around that, right? Oh yeah, okay, but I don't want to add any layers. So I'll just raise it up a little bit. Now, whenever the car is going to wobble side to side, it's gonna clip through the ground. But I mean, it's the same thing with that. With the other prototype, like as long as I'm prototyping, I don't really care about things clipping through each other or not looking as clean as they could be. Like that's all for the final version, right? Right now we're just kind of looking at, you know, does it communicate well? So kind of what we want to do is have it glow a bit, so that's why I'm looking at the material, but I kind of want to, might have to have it be something else as a sprite. I guess this kind of works. Could do a projector, have it project down on whatever. Let's quickly see what this does with our post-processing. Yeah, so it gets a faint glow because we have that post-processing set up, and then if I make it our general energy color, those damn effects. I mean, that kind of looks like there's energy coming from it, from the headlights, right? Like I could add some particle systems on top of that. Doesn't look too bad. Disable that guy. It's gonna be like that, right? Did I parent this yet? It's really hard to see when the oh yeah, I did. Kind of. So I should be able to drive around this controller. There it is. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it changed the center of the car now drives around the center point. Whoa, this is so weird. Well, you can really just do some weird stuff with that. Okay. I guess I parented that cookie to something that made it go, that made it change its center of mass, or its yeah. That's really weird, but okay. I mean, that's all the headlights, right? That's all it does. Yeah, I mean, there's a particle system. I can add that real quick. Come on. Is that missing a reference? Why is that pink? Oh well. And now it's gonna blend with that pinkness. That material is not supposed to be pink though. Weird. Okay. And then we make it way smaller. Also, do not make it a cone. Let's make that an edge. Let's parent that one to the headlight cookie and just zero out its. There we go. And then start speed. I either change the orient. Oh, it is rotated. Why is that? Alright. Do 180. No. That should be 90, right? Oh, it should. Okay. Way smaller. And then start size 0.01. 0.1. Something like that. Yeah. Start speed. Something like that. Turn that way down. Go. Turn that up. Get that to about 60. Ooh, much 30. Get some. Drag in there. Bit more organic looking. Then make them fade out. Change that one. It needs to be more random, I guess. I mean, no, that's not the randomness I'm looking for. I mean, there's a very, like, a pattern to it. You can just see the emitter pattern, which is really annoying. Maybe bursts, where it's kind of let's give it a low rate over time, so that there is some constantness to it, and then just have these kind of little bursts happen in little cycles. That's a bit much. Stop that interval a bit. Yeah, that's better. Just every so often, there's a little clump to break up. Well, let's get these a bit brighter. Because the background is blue now anyway, so we can make these pretty much white to make them stand out a bit more. Yeah, that feels a bit more.
I mean, I'd like to believe I'm not, but I've just never seen any proof, so I just don't.
Actually, I want that speed to be a bit lower, and then maybe reduce that drag a bit as well. No, let's not do that. Actually, I want them to grow over their lifetime. Maybe. Yeah, that seems like an energy thing. And then focus on that guy.
It's absurd.
It's hitting something that I added to it. Not sure what. Is it hitting the cooking? Can't be, right? Yeah, that's it. Not too sure why that has an impact on how. Oh, it stopped now. Okay. Let's focus on that. Oop, get off that top. Okay. Zoom out a bit. I mean, apart from it changing the handling of the car because I parented to the wrong thing again, thereby changing the center point that the car rotates around. I mean, it does let me do these really nice smooth donut type things, but I mean, it sort of clearly indicates something about energy. Just not too sure if it indicates that, you know, my bumper is going to be stronger. But I mean, that's another. It's another test. I can take it to the other guys, and we can have a talk about it together. Right. So that's the headlight cookie and the battery pack prototyped, and we have the bars here. So that's those, I guess. Now the windows glowing as you get more energy. It's gonna be hard to prototype. We have the base here, but I'd have to grab this material. That's, yeah, and then make an emissiveness map. So, to just make the windows glow. I'm not too big a fan of that anyhow, so I guess I'm just gonna skip that one. This one is pure shader work. It's a thing that I cannot do, so we'll skip that one too. Now this is an interesting one. Like screen effects. I'm just skipping, by the way, also all these different UI. Like if we decide that UI is the way to go, I might do a test with all these different UI shapes. I just want to explore all the other options first, including the option that we make the entire energy and charging system simpler. Instead of, you know, spending a lot of effort trying to communicate a difficult system, we could also just make the system simpler. So the screen effects, I'll have to disable that one, by the way. It doesn't help with performance. I have to parent something to the UI cam, but the UI cam won't be spawned until we actually spawn a car, I believe. So that's a bit of an issue. Or yeah, I could build it. I guess I could build it in my UI builder scene, because I have a work in progress canvas here. But we'd get this same canvas scaling issues because the one that we spawn in game doesn't actually, like, it scales completely different from this one, which is different size. I guess I can, I mean, it doesn't have to be clean, right? I can just build one, or I can just build a panel, or build my graphics on a panel, and then toss that in there, and then the scaling will completely break it, but that's fine, sort of. Because it's just prototype, and then if we decide to go that route, we can yeah, we can always build it the clean way, I guess. I mean, that's the sorry. So the general idea is something around the edge of the screen that glows and animates, and that, I mean, that would seem like shader work, but I guess I could just make a quick animation in Photoshop that looks like this, and then just put that on the UI layer, just over the entire screen as a prototype. All right. I'll just bring this one over to my other screen, and then bring you guys over to the other screen. So we need something roughly screen size. Sorry, to move the mic a bit. There we go. And I'll quickly do screenshot as a backdrop, just so I have a bit of a context to be working from. All right, we'll go for our typical energy color. Let's just start with a glow around the edge. Gonna animate this one, yeah. Let's do timeline. Bring that over. And I guess we'll go the frame animation, so it can export straight from Photoshop. If I actually do hand painted animation stuff, I prefer to go the video timeline route, because then you get onion skinning. But for this one, let's go the frame by frame, and then I could just toss out a... Actually, I am going to be painting the lightning that goes around. No, let's go the video timeline route anyway. And then we need to new like video layer. There we go. And now we get to onion skin. Yep. Okay. And we are just going to be painting in some lightning, I guess. Wait, let's see if we can approach this a bit differently. So always when I paint lightning, it just doesn't get random enough. I can't do that in the video timeline, that's annoying. Alright. Start connecting some of these. Some glow on there. And that was 1 frame. And we can have them all kind of move around. Some new ones pop up here and there. Go to the next frame. I mean, it's not too bad for a 5-minute animation. I'll do, I think, maybe 3 more frames, and then we'll just have that loop. That should be quite enough. Actually, this might... We can... duplicate that layer. Can I reverse it? Does that work? No. That would be too easy. And also that would mean that Photoshop has to take animation seriously. And they don't really do that. There has to be a way to... I mean, I could just make the entire animation be very short. But I wanted to like try and ping pong it instead of just have it loop. Yeah, you can very clearly see the loop now, right? And like a way to alleviate that would be to disable onion skinning, by the way. We just could completely have it finish its cycle. Kind of don't want to do that. And obviously it is going to play back a lot slower in Unity. And that I can. Can emulate. Kind of looks like it's making a jump here, because I haven't finished the loop of it, and now that I see what it looks like when it's looping, I'm afraid I'll have to finish the loop, and I really don't want to, because it's going to take me quite a number of frames. Come on, there we go. Yeah. Oh well. Guess I'll have to. I mean, I could kind of make them fizzle out a bit as well, instead of really finishing the loop. Just have them. I mean, if we were to do this for real, they would have to be continuous loops. So you'd have to have lightning bolts that appear and other ones that disappear. You can't have it just, you know, go off once and then fade out and then loop again. It'd have to be like continuous, but that would take a bit more work. So I'm just gonna skip having to do that because it's just prototyping and I want it to be done really quickly. So I'll just kind of make it fizzle out in only 2 or 3 frames. Actually, I think that's quite enough. Whee! Let's put that on the glow. Oh, that's on a can't do that filter. Okay. It's a bit much now, right? I kind of want to see. Oh, sorry, that's the put the glow at the top. There we go. That's kind of it. That's kind of it. Why is this layer 7 miles long? Like, some of these systems I wish they were just a bit smarter. Like, they can tell I'm doing a sub 1 second looped animation. And it's like, oh well, you're duplicating this layer that lasts 7 frames. Let's make it 5 seconds long. And I'm like, why? A bit later. Just have a bit more jitter in there. And then we'll slow this one down. 25 instead of 50. Whoop, that's 235. Now I just kind of like add some random jitter here and there. That's fine. And then we'll do one more video layer. And we'll build some glowy particles in there, I guess. Should I? Kind of don't want to animate them. So I was thinking about doing a particle system. Or I could go over into After Effects, make a particle system there, and do this entire animation in After Effects, and then solve this with a particle system there. But again, as long as I'm not doing the final version, just don't want to spend too much time on these animation things, right? Can't tell if there's should be dots there. Just can't find them. Put some random ones in there that might actually also just do the trick. Why? Tab, thank you. Whenever I slide this bar, I'm no longer allowed to press tab to hide the menu bars until I select a different tool and then press tab. It's Photoshop for you. As I'm progressing through this layer or through this animation, I'm getting less and less. Like, I had actually intended to have them all animate inward, but F that biz. Yeah, let's grab this guy. Could go half as fast. Oh man. Why even have shortcuts if you... It's gonna look horrible. Yeah, that's the downside to doing these kind of 2D animation things. There's no substitute for taking your time. Like, I'd love to just really quickly throw something together and have it look good, but with 2D animation, it's always gonna look, it just takes so much time, right? And then I haven't even thought about how to, like, does this increase in opacity? I mean, I guess that's a value that I can tweak and animate in Unity. I can just export this as an image sequence. Glowing edge proto. Might work. Okay. Okay. Let's grab that image sequence and a little program called Glue It, which will allow me to turn that image sequence into a spreadsheet. Let's quickly, let's see, Dash and Dodgems art, edge proto. That seems to have worked with transparency. I haven't tried Glue It and transparency. I have. Oh no, wait, no, it shouldn't be a problem. I have done that before with that circle that you just saw there, so that should work. Okay, Glue It. Thank you. And then edge proto spreadsheet. Okay, and exit. Back into Unity, where we will import that spreadsheet. Let's toss that into textures. One of our textures folders anyway. Let's see, content, textures, right there. it's gonna look so bad. Let's like straight up, I'm gonna tell you it's not gonna look it's not gonna look very good. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I just want to know if it kind of works at all. It's that one, right? Or is it that one? Columns are... No, it's that one. 13 by 1. Come on. Oh boy. Is that already there? Or is that because of what I'm trying to do? Nope. It's too large. Okay. Okay. Oh, right. That's 13. Nope. Almost 26,000 pixels wide. Right. That might be a problem. Let's do... Let's first of all get that one in here. Yeah, 26K. I mean, it doesn't have to be the full resolution anyways. We'll do at least half of that. That should be less bad. And then we'll take half of those. And put them beneath instead of next to each other, right? So we'll need a canvas that's half as wide and twice as high. Now, Joram, yeah. Which ones are the first frames and which ones are the last ones? Yep. Layer 0, the OG layer, should be the first frames, and then layer 1 should be the last frames. Let's make sure that snaps neatly into place. Save this. Make it override. Not that one, but the one that is actually in the project. That one. I forgot once again to switch to my main monitor or my second monitor while I was working there. Sorry about that. And then we override that one. Yes, please. Okay. Now that's still a lot of pixels. It is still 6K wide. I'm hoping that Unity is able to slice that. Hallelujah. Okay. But now it isn't 13 by 1, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 2. Weird. Did I either miss one or got an extra? I think I missed one. last time I counted, but slice. There we go. Okay. Cool. So now we have a sprite sheet, and we'll need to somehow hold on, got a bunch of messages. Let's see, what's next? So when we spawn in the a player, it's going to spawn a UI cam, and then I toss that on the UI cam and run the animation. Yeah. Let's go. Excuse me. Let's go not there, but let's go to my test scene. Spawn in a player. And then there is a UI cam there. So that's what we're gonna have to hook it up to, or just this canvas. You can use this canvas, right? Yeah. But before we can do that, we need to make it an animated sprite sheet. I did slice this, right? Yeah, I did. I haven't done that in ages, so let me think about how to do that again. I believe I just need I need an animation timeline on an image, and then have it swap out the image at certain frames. And then if you just grab all the separate, like these, you can just toss them onto the timeline, and that will play the animation. Right, okay. So I need a I think I just tossed this in here, actually. Like, it'd be a lot easier if the canvas that if I could work straight onto the canvas that we're using, but because they're being the entire canvas is being spawned and stuff, I'm just not sure where that canvas is in the project. I could just make a canvas, try and transfer it to the other canvas, or I can just use my UI builder canvas. I guess I'll have to do that, and then transfer it from this one to that one, and just suffer the consequences, so to say. Sorry, let's do image. Make that fill, and then your image is going to be this spreadsheet. Thank you very much. Now we're going to animate and go screen edge animator. And we have to include the word tests. And we will, God, what was it again? It's just a matter of tossing those in there, right? Yeah, I know how to do things. I'm gonna have the play over about 2 seconds. It says campy as ugly and as ugly as I had hoped it would be. A bit faster maybe. It's like there's little dolphins, lightning dolphins jumping up and down there. Okay. Now we have this one. Edge glow test. And we can... Yeah, I guess there's nothing better to do. There's no smoother way than to just make this into a prefab. I don't like that. Yeah, I'll have to make it into a prefab. And... parent it to the camera as it, like after it's spawned. Yes. God, I hate how this. So we'll go to the test scene. Spawn the car. And grab the player cam. Grab the canvas. Toss that on there. Well, that worked. I mean, it's very clear as to what's going on. Or at least it's clear that there's something going on. So what did we learn by doing this test? We learned that we can't use too many frames because the image will become absolutely huge and Unity will hate me. We learned that it actually takes quite a number of frames to animate this properly. Though, looking at it now, I think just overlaying all those different lightning layers, I might just be able to get away with animating 1 or 2 lightning bolts properly and just duplicating and offsetting the times at which they play in Unity itself. Like I just animate a number of lightning bolts and, you know, construct the glow and the lightning bolts and stuff like that in Unity. Make that into a UI prefab. And that should actually work. Does this communicate clearly what I want it to communicate? I still don't think so. I mean, it's very good at communicating that we have a lot of energy. I'm still not sure how I'm supposed to have this communicate that we are charging or that we have charge in our bumper. I mean, I guess I could have it become less as you hold down the charge button. But there's still no physical or other relationship between this glow around the edge of my screen and the bumper of my car becoming stronger, right? And that's what we're what I'm primarily looking at or trying to look at with these tests. Is there a way to right, yeah, I should have known. Communicate that more clearly, and I don't think it does. I don't think it achieves that too well. It does communicate that we have energy more clearly. It kind of feels like when you're Making an ant farm. Am I making an ant farm? What? No. In Heroes of the Storm, you get a stim. I believe they have a screen effect for that as well when you get stimmed. Oh, they have stim packs too, right? Yeah. Let's stim. The new Google image search is absolute fucking garbage, by the way. That's... This is from the Illidan point of view. We might be able to see... This, yeah, it's from the Illidan point of view. Okay, so we'll just skip ahead until they're level 10. And then you should get stimmed in a couple of... There's the Morales. No point in stimming him now, though. He's gonna get stimmed. And the other guy got stimmed. Oh, come on, he's tower diving. Stim him already. That's it. Damn. Welcome to my dev stream where I watch Heroes of the Storm with you guys. Let's see if we can find a point where he... Alright. Why would you name your video stim drone combo and then never stim the Illidan? Here we go. Okay, team fight. I mean, he's doing fine without the stim. I guess that's why we're not seeing the stim coming out, but I just want to see the screen effect, to be honest. Like, I don't care. Now that Morales is dead, so you're still not gonna see that stim come out. Come on. That's a Merc Camp. Gonna stim for that. Like, literally all I want to see is what the screen looks like when he gets stimmed. And all they do is die. Okay, fuck it, never mind then. But yeah, no, it doesn't communicate what I wanted it to communicate, so we'll go on to the next. We can have a bar fill up around the edges of the screen. Advantage is that that's a lot easier to animate, right? We'll just grab a... we can actually grab this canvas, disable all these layers, maybe keep our example layer on here. And then make a new video layer. And kind of have it fill up from some point, I guess. Now, in the example, wait, my screen didn't switch. Oh, my shortcut isn't Oh, yeah, it did switch. In the example, it just kind of comes out from the middle. I mean, I can make that. Just work off a grid real quick. Maybe not so much on the first frame. Just do it in these increments. Should be fluid though. What? Now what might be cool to do is have it kind of progress more amorphically. I'm gonna get a quick coffee and allow my room to cool off a bit because it's getting really warm in here with all the lights on. I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
got no one to care for. They don't need me. I'm alone.
Okay, and we are back. Let's see here. Really, onion skinning. I mean, we could do something fancy with the animation, where it's kind of a bit more. Or maybe something around the leading edge. Where it gets like a something like that. But again, this one only communicates one of two things, right? So I guess we could have this communicate charging your bump, and then have it fill up in a different color. When you get energy. And then, alright, so you get this one filled. Now we... One more frame, please. Another one charge through that color overlay.
Something special, and I know that you're gonna like it.
Oh, it should be fluid. Yeah. There should be in-betweens. Yeah. But that's what, as you mentioned, that's polish. Because that's going to cost a lot of frames. We're probably going to do something with a animated mask or something to get that to be like completely smooth, but just as a prototype, this is quite enough. Just what I'm thinking about now is if that's if this is like the energy, then what is the charge? Or if this is the charge, then what is the energy, right? I love how Photoshop has a duplicate frame button, but then doesn't actually duplicate that frame. Duplicate frame. Oh, now it does. Okay. I guess I have to. Also, to anyone used to using other animation programs, no, there is not a standard shortcut in Photoshop for duplicating a frame in a video timeline. It's actually surprisingly hard to set up I have a shortcut set up for enabling and disabling onion skinning. But that was like way more hassle than you would expect or hope something like that to be. Like Photoshop really does not support animation well. Yeah. Let's just toss this one in there into Unity, see what it looks like. We might choose two different paradigms for this stuff. As in, I can see this one working for the charging your bump. And I can see the other one that we just made before this one working for indicating your energy level. Like we might combine those two. Like it might be that you get both. Might actually still be combined with a particle system or something on your car. That's just my job today is not to make decisions about that yet. It's just to prototype them all, so that I can get back to my team at the end of the day and we can discuss it. And that's pretty much it. Okay. Let's get glue it. Toss those in there. Glue them. I should actually do 2 columns. Save it. To touch. Toss that one back into Photoshop. For a much needed. This is weird though. Hold on. Let me try that again. File size reduction, because this is large. Let's do half as big. Save that out. And toss that into Unity. Okay, so that's 2 columns in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rows. Sorry, 2 columns. Apply that. And we do the same thing as last time where I believe we built it in the UI builder, right? Yep. Alright. So we make another image on this. Okay. And then we grab all of those. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Cool. Make that last about 2 seconds. Maybe slightly faster. Seems about right for you charging a bump, like do-do-do-do-do. Also at this speed it still kind of looks like it doesn't look too choppy. Okay. And then we just do the same thing as with the other one. Just turn this into a prefab. Go into our testing scene. Play the game. Grab the canvas, which is on the player cam, and canvas. Just toss that on there. Boom. Pretty cool. That is very clear. I wonder what that looks like in actual scene, and also I wonder what it looks like combined with the other one. So I think that might be what I'm leaning towards. What I'm leaning towards now. Where it's actually a combination of energy. So the problem now, as you're probably going to be able to tell, is that like these UIs are scaled very differently. So when I we'll see in a second, actually. Yeah, nice and squished. Gotta love that. All right, but that's the idea. And then it's gonna be absolutely crisis mode if you grab player cam 1, and then we have the where's the other canvas though? Player cam 1. Where's the other canvas? Okay, we have all these players just going off with their feedback, right? But I mean, I guess like if I actually take the time to polish this, slice it correctly so that it doesn't get completely squished, it is a very clear piece of feedback that we can. I mean, obviously they both have the same color now. I'm not sure if I can actually change the color. Sorry about that. No, not really. It won't blend. I mean, it's very obvious. That's the pros there. It's this is interesting. Right, there it is. Oh, I can change the color, but it only reloads. It doesn't change it. Oh, now it does. Okay. Let's do something that contrasts with blue. So anything that is warm color like this orange here. But because it blends with the blue, it's gonna turn that orange. Great. Something like that, and then put the glow on there. I mean, yeah, it looks shit. I'll be the first to admit that it doesn't look very pretty. But we can make it pretty, that's not the problem. Is it clear and does it communicate what we want it to communicate? And I'm kind of afraid it does. No, sorry, it needs to be on the actual canvas. I need to drive him away because this tile is going to destruct in a bit. I'll have to keep that roughly the same. Oh shit, sorry. I keep forgetting. Hey! Switch my screen over. Yeah, I'm just looking at the two things. Let's do the bar on there because you guys obviously didn't see all the things. Wait, oh no, that's just the player. I need to player cam. There we go. And then edge bar test on the canvas. Sorry. There we go. And you're not supposed to bring it. There we go. I mean, they're pretty in your face. I wonder what it's like when there's 4. It might become too crowded, though. I mean, that's a matter of tweaking to make them less apparent, more subtle, maybe. I also like it because it doesn't interfere with gameplay too much, like it's around the edges. So you get the information even when you're not looking at it, right? Because your peripheral just kind of communicates it to you. The bar thing also yeah, it reads well, even when I'm looking at my car, doing other things. Okay, that's a valuable test. That is a very valuable test. Let's see if we have anything else. Yeah, there's the single glow thing, but it's pretty much the same. Like, I've got a number of tests now, and one of them is, you know, a physical thing on the car. Does that work? Is that visible? And it sort of is, I guess. I mean, you could also kind of look at that in context. I mean, I did make it into a prefab, I think. Probably not. Oh, look, Hierarchy Pro crashed once again. I did the physical one, but it makes our cars more noisy, or more. It makes them have more detail, which I think might not fit the art style. And also, it takes so much space on the back of the car that you could customize your car in our game, right? And one of the things you can swap out is the back of your car. But then if we then proceed to completely occlude that with a giant battery pack, which has to be giant to be able to put anything on there that communicates anything, right? You can't make a super tiny battery pack. That completely defeats the purpose of you being able to customize the look of your car, because you're never going to be able to see the difference between the backs of the cars if there's a giant battery pack, unless we like incorporate the battery pack into that whole system and allow you to have different battery packs, or maybe like every other back that you choose also has a different battery pack. I don't know. It also kind of fucks with scaling, I guess. I mean, if this is how big a battery is, then our car's that big? How big are characters, right? I mean, also again, we're not doing realism, so it doesn't really matter too much. But I'd like to at least have a semblance of consistency within our art style. So, I mean, that's kind of yeah, the cons to the battery pack. Pros are we're doing it physical, and we're doing it without UI, which is something that I prefer. The bar is the clearest of them all because it allows, like, this bar specifically. I like it more than this one, I think, because it has a physical relationship to what we're trying to communicate, which is that this bumper thing is getting stronger, and it's just right around that thing, and we might actually do a bit of a shape, like a bumper shape to it instead of a circle. That might work really well. It's absolutely the clearest one. but you know, it's a bit of spatial AI or a spatial UI, which we kind of, yeah, we do some of that actually. Do this the tooltip spatial as well. So that you know, it has a bit of consistency, but it's not very new or innovative or interesting. But I mean, that doesn't really matter too much. So that's actually really good contender. And then we have the full screen things that we just did, which are also very clear. They might be slightly, might take a bit more work. Maybe not even. I don't know. I think we yeah. I'm gonna allow that to sit in my brain for a while. I think we're gonna pick up something else, and then I'll have a meeting about it with the guys tomorrow. Oh yeah, we also did the headlights. I am not a fan of the headlights idea. I think the headlights could serve some purpose at some point, communicating something, but at this point they don't communicate. Like they have zero spatial relationship to your bumper and the amount of power that it has, right? The headlights are a completely different thing in your car. Yeah, I don't feel it communicates that at all. So, that's that. All right. I think I'm gonna do a quick pull as soon as I can find source tree, because there's been a lot of work done by my colleagues. I have to be a bit careful because I messed with some stuff. So I have to be really careful that I don't mess up anything important when I do anything here. So that's all new. I don't think we use that. Look, it's not supposed to be pink anywhere anyway. So I changed that from pink to white, and I think it's supposed to be white. I have no idea why it was pink. So that is a change I want to keep. This is my test area, so I could change whatever. This is my other test area, also mine, also mine. These are all new.
It actually kickstarted a revolution in making music.
And then I haven't applied any of the changes to the player prefab. So I have been parenting things to the player prefab, but I haven't applied those back into the prefab. So as long as I don't do that, and I just delete this out, for instance, the player prefab is unaffected, basically. So yeah, that's safe. So I get to stage this stuff. Write a nice commit message. Test animations and elements for communicating energy and charge. And what I might do is record all of them. I'll show the recordings to people in the coming week at work, and then just ask them which ones they think are most clear. That might work. Marriage conflicts. those never happen. Not at Yellowcake games. What? See? Flawless. Alright. Let's see what Victor and Lance have been up to while I was just doing a bunch of shit. Stun condition, remove wait time during countdown, fix join scene. Alright, let's just check it out in game, right? Yeah, man. There we go. Okay. Let's see what else we have on the board. I should do the recording. I can't do the recording. I'm gonna record using OBS. But I'm using it to stream, so I could take... Oh, I don't have to actually record. I'll take bits of the recording and show that to people in the coming week, because I've been driving around with the tests anyway. Yeah, cool. Okay, I'll do that tomorrow. Let's see what else I have on my board. Got the characters. Thought I had something else on there as well. That we'll do tomorrow. That's just whenever. That is a work in progress. Oh, good news, by the way, for those of you watching. I had a talk with a audio designer Tuesday, and we now officially have an audio designer who's going to be working with us. And first thing they're going to make for us will be some music, which should be here in about 5 or 6 weeks, maybe earlier. I'm super excited to be working with them because they're quite experienced, won some awards, and yeah, they're excited to be working with us as well. So that it's just excitement all around. Let's see, gameplay footage, scaling issues. Let's leave that until another time. I think I'll just work on some characters. We've got about solid 2 hours left, and I want to get going on the system where no. Yes. Where the characters display emotions based on what's happening in the game. So we have all our characters here, right? And I think last time I opened this file, I exported some things, so now not all characters are displayed in here. I'll just get rid of some of these. And right. Just quickly need to set up my mic a bit differently when I go in for painting. Okay, you might be able to hear me slightly less well because my mouth is a bit further away from the microphone. But this way, at least I won't hit the microphone every time I move my pen, which is better. That one, grab that one, move it off to the side. So we have all these characters. I'm just thinking about how I want to set up the document for this. I think I might actually go off of an export I did before. if I can find it. No, it's not in there, is it? Here we go. Just that one. Actually, nope. I'll need them separately. Yeah, that's it. And then what size are we working with? Okay, 2K by 3K. That's quite large enough. So the thing is that the characters are gonna react to things that happen in game, or as a player, you're gonna be able to kind of launch emoji, basically from my out from your car, which are gonna be, you know, expressed by your character. So I'm quickly looking up. We did a sort of like a poll on our Twitter, where we asked people to like certain tweets in this thread, because I created 6 characters and only 4 of them can be in the first version of the game because there's only 4 cars, right? So I had people, you know, like certain pictures, and the ones with the most likes, you know, are going to be in the game. So that's probably going to be better. She has 5 likes, then Bob has 3, Dr. Neuron has none. Oh, poor Dr. Neuron. Ellie has 2, Firefist has 1, and then the stick has 6. So that is the stick. I think Ellie, Bob, and Beta. Okay. So that is no Dr. Neuron. And then we have to think about each, like, what are the states that they are going to express by themselves as they happen, and what are the emotions that a player can choose to express, right? So let's just write some of those down and see how far we get. So the player only gets to express at least 4 states, because the it could be more actually. It's a radial menu. Probably gonna be holding down a trigger on the Joy-Con, selecting a direction with your thumbstick. So I mean, it makes sense to have 4 options, because you'll do, you know, one there, one there, one there, and one there. And just like high, just like angriness, yes. What else do we have? Oh, it's a subline. Stop. Stop. And I don't know. What would you want to express to a different player? Oh yeah, you just missed those tests. Like, you came online right as I was transferring from doing those tests to starting work on the characters, actually. But I mean, you can catch them on video. The video should be up tomorrow, and you can have a look at them there. Alright. Yeah, what would be a fourth thing? God, I need to warm up my hand a bit as well if I'm gonna do art. What could be a fourth thing that you want to? I'm just warming up my hand here, by the way, just to disregard the random circles. I have no idea, because I mean, in the current state anyway, you'll be local. Maybe I should express them as emojis. A little heart, like a sarcastic heart. I wouldn't know how to have a character express a heart emoji. Or mirth. Laughter. A dab. No, we're not gonna do a dab. Definitely not. It's gonna be quite hard. Alright, so, but whatever. The player will get, you know, angriness, rage, smile, and I mean, having 2 for angriness might be a bit much. Mirth, happiness, rage, and what are even emojis? Let's go. Emojis. And also I'm thinking about Rocket League. Rocket League quick messages. Why, Google image search? Have you become so horrible? Like, this image here is hardly bigger than the thumbnail here. It's absolutely useless. I wonder if I can. Is there any way to set this back to? Well, whatever. Okay. Pass, thanks. What a save. 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 Yeah, so this is all. I mean, it's all. Oh, we could do like a whoops. Or a thanks. Where did I leave my pen? Ah, there it is. So if someone saves you, you might do a thanks. And then if you drive off by yourself, you might do a whoops. I have no idea what the expressions for those are. And then we have a mirth, and then we have an anger. And a whoops and a thanks. Yeah, I want the got you to kind of happen. Let's team up might be let's team up and stop might actually also be a good one. And then things that just happen. So team up. And then as somebody shoves you into the water, you're just spamming stop and team up. Don't need a neutral state. No, I don't need a neutral state because I can show you actually. My microphone is hanging in front of my screen now, so I'm gonna sit like that. And the player is always indicated in the other player's screen. Oh yeah. Oh, we can make that happen, definitely. Broken hong sound when you say stop. No! Alright, hey, interesting. Nothing works. I might have broken something after all. When I... Or is, Lance, have you started working on Rewired yet? The controllers are not working, or should I go through the, Oh god, why? What is up with hierarchy today? That we had that problem before, where hierarchy would just unload itself all the time. But that was because certain files were being included in the Git and we ignored those. So it shouldn't have that problem now, but alright, I'll join from the join scene and see if that makes our cars work now. Go through join scene. Oh yeah, yeah. What the stop sound? Alright, let's start. But do I now have to like always go through the join scene to be able to play, or... Oh, there's a countdown now. Okay. Okay, this works. Hey, oh yeah. So what I was gonna show you guys is the there is always a neutral state. Like there's the other character displayed, which also indicates where the other player is. Though we might want to have them be a bit bigger. And that's your neutral state, and then when things happen, these will change. And then if you are in somebody's screen like this, and we don't have the icon on the edge of the screen. Whoop, sorry, I have to quickly drive out of that before we die. We'll have it pop up. So like if this player were to emote right now, we'll have that pop up here as a pop-up bubble. But if they emote when I can't see them, like this, we'll have this one changed to the emotion, basically. No. Okay. So back to Photoshop. I need to try some different stuff. I don't need any depth of... okay. We can do some... so team up, stop, whips, and thanks as the players that... as the emojis that the players can do. And then states that the characters will emote regardless is getting hit. Hitting another. You know, being taken down. I should probably just put this down in a as a list in the issue. characters. Suicide? Question mark. I'm gonna go with no. I don't know what the question is. But when the question is just the word suicide, I usually go with no. Okay. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, we're a bit further in this now, and I'm just gonna grab that, put that in there. This is actually done, and then we should do team up. So that's actually for each. Team up. Whoops. Is my window opening and closing? Hold on. That was weird. Yeah. So for each a team up, a whoops, a thanks, and a stop. And then also getting hit. Hitting another player. Being taken down. And taking someone down. Maybe being full energy and having a super bump. So that's an additional 4, 8, 10, and 10 illustrations per character. So that's 40 illustrations. Okay. That's a bit of work. Why the indentation here? Oh, that triggers me so hard. Now there's indentation there. That's so weird. Okay, well, whatever. GitLab. They're gonna add a special emotion for your character when you use suicide. Touching the player keeps it so down as possible. That's the end. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, in that case, the answer is yes. Suicide. That is the only time where the answer is yes to suicide. Suiciding. It's a horrible verb. I'll put this one up on my other screen to have a list of things that I have to do, and we'll get sketching, and then I can get rid of everything on this layer. Let's see. So the hardest one for these is going to be the stick, because he's wearing a helmet. I have no idea how I'm gonna approach having him emote at all. But he's a very popular character for some reason. Like, most people I talked to, and also the vote, indicated that, you know, many people like this character the most, almost. And so he's gonna have to be in there and somehow gonna have to emote despite wearing a helmet. That's gonna be a fun challenge at some point. I'm gonna go with Bob first. And then while sketching for Bob, we'll think about how to make the helmet guy emote. Well, I mean, he can do gestures and stuff, but I don't want the bounding box to be too large, or like to have him stick out the bounding box too much. So. sound for the soundboard. Joram saying yes to suicide. Maybe Joram can stick. Maybe it'll be the right push. Right, grab back. Just reading the set thing. Quickly want to check out something that Victor made, actually, because he just indicated that he's been working on some stuff and wants some input on that. Only debug right. Join scene building test. Yeah. Ah, look at that. Oh my god, that's cool. Oh yeah, so here's the thing that's... Did I successfully switch my screen? Yeah, I did. Okay. Something that you guys may not know about yet, but that we're gonna have is this car construction menu where you drive into a garage and then this menu pops up and you get to basically pick parts for your car in this menu and then change the color of your car in this menu and change the middle of your car and which character you get to play. Actually, as step one is the first step. So these are the models for garages that Victor has been making. Which kind of remind me of a robot sticking out his tongue, especially this one. Really like that Tesla coil, weird, futuristic idea. Though the rest of the game is a bit contemporary, and this feels more sci-fi and rounded than most of the other buildings that we have. Though it does fit very well with the electricity theme that we have around the actual cart, the actual bumper cart. There's also some feedback from Lance on that we are not really, so it's a bumper car, but we don't do anything with that apart from that it's a bumper car. Like, we have no carnival theme or anything in the game. I mean, yeah, we could introduce elements like that, but we're just kind of divided on that. Oh, somebody clipped me saying that suicide's okay. Bastards. Alright, they look cool though. They look really cool. I wonder, I thought that was something else. Victor did some other buildings. It's cool, maybe one of the player changes the car, the towers spark to each other. Indicated. Yeah, that's literally how Victor pitched it, Resolute Gamer. So, so yeah, it's cool that that's the first thing you guys think of too. Because that means that's like an expected behavior that we can tie into. I think out of all of these, I'm definitely gonna go with one of these ones because I like the skewed look, and it matches the other ones that we have more. And I think I like. I'm assuming this one is the newest. Group 2, group 3, group 4, 5. That's actually the second then. That's group 1. Yeah. Oh, well, I like this one the best anyway. Looks wise, I like the plugs here. I like the way these shapes interact with each other. I like the size and the angle of these Tesla coils really well. Yeah. So that would be my my pick. All right, back to painting. I'll bring up my list. Yeah, we could do, so Lance of Victor is sending me a bunch of stuff as well on my other computer over there. Kind of going with the anime drop of water, for instance, kind of look. Which I believe I did some sketches like that in an earlier stage of Dashing Dodgems. I might still have it somewhere. I mean, we can test it easily enough just by cutting out dear old Bob's head here. I could be really crude about it. Like that. And then just include that. Take off anything below this point. There we go. Okay. Duplicate that, and now we just have a bob head. Oh, look at that. I didn't completely deselect the legs, apparently. So there we go. Okay, we have a bob head. And then the emotion that we need. Trophy wall of Bob's head. Yeah, I could turn this into a wallpaper. Just kind of, you know, make a nice little pattern of. Okay. Enough fooling around. I don't know, I might want to have him actually express things, like actually open his mouth. Instead of having just the anime thing in there. Scrunched up nose. Kind of like he always looks pissed anyway, so kind of add a bit of detail there to make him more pissed. And then when he wins, why is that? What's down there? Several more pixels. Cool. Thanks, Photoshop. And then when he wins, he's happy, which is the exact same expression. Slightly different mouth shape. Yay. Let's do that one vampire tooth that he might have, though he is not a vampire. God, this reminds me of a really bad. And then maybe have his eyes do the anime curve a bit, like, yeah, gotcha. I forgot his moustache. Bob looks like a potato. Doesn't he? Yeah, no, he definitely has a mustache. I completely forgot about it. Let's do. When he's happy, they stand up like whiskers. All right, he looks so much younger. To give him a bit more jaw, if we're gonna do this. You look so much younger when you smile. Bob, you should smile more. Sorry, end of the day. So I'm kind of losing it. There we go. He loses some of his wickedness though when he maybe there should be a bit more malice in him smiling. It's like, yeah. So that's what does a whoops expression look like? Whoops face. What? I mean, that might be perfect. Just like the oops. Well, I'll take it. Problem is, a lot of that is in the pupils, where the pupils are a lot smaller than the eyes because they're wide open, and Bob doesn't really have. Most of the characters actually don't have pupils. But I can do, like I could do a, one of those where he suddenly opens his eyes really wide. And then just add like one of those, like that's where the anime drop can come in. Just like, dupes. That wasn't bad because it's so sad and most sad of people. Aw. That might look really weird though when if they suddenly have these eyes, but only if they display this very specific emotion. How does that work? Gloop. Should be more like a straight line, right? Excuse me. Those look weird, right? Yeah. Maybe if I just give him the better eyes, like single dots, like oops. It's kind of in no. Oh god. Yep. Maybe he should be slightly more aghast where he opens his mouth slightly. Let's see what else we have. Oh, thanks. Right, what's a thanks face? Oh god. Look, I want to do that now to Bob. That's horrible. Alright. Okay. So that's big anime. I should make a just blank Bob to paint over, just so I don't have to like paint away most of his face every single time. Let's duplicate potato blank Bob. That way I can just kind of do this cleanly once. Don't have to do it every time. There we go. Okay. Potato Bob coming through. Yeah, Lance, that's also oops, but that's more like a oops, my bad. Where I'd want the whoops, or I'd imagine the whoops to be like when you drive yourself off into the water, so it's more like a ghast, more like oh my god, I made I made a bad. Where we end up with the same ref. That's funny. Though the slight open mouth that we gave Bob also returns in the ref here, so that's a bit of a vindication. Right. No, yeah, whoops, and oh yeah, we had the anime thanks, right? Yeah. So that's, let me just copy this image, if I may. Was that just basically that one? I mean, we can go pretty silly with it. If we really want to do a it's not very Bob-like though. I might have to do just those so that he gets to keep his eyes closed. And he has these arching eyebrows. It's kind of hard to and come back. Oh, thank you. Thank you. When it comes to pressure, victory, he kawaii. Yeah. And I'd love to do actually the little hands as well. It just goes, oh shucks, thank you. But okay. What else do we have? Stop. We've been having so much luck with our ref that I'm just gonna Google stop face. I mean, we go with stop. Let's stop, please. One of the characters have kawaii eyes. I guess Ellie could have kawaii eyes though. If any of them, she could have. Really creepy kawaii eyes. It's horrible. Okay, stop. I mean, stop, I guess, is kind of similar to whoops. No, we're not gonna do ear rape in our game. Guess I'll just go for kind of like a full out shocked, like stop! Oh my god! And kind of like a pathetic feel to it, like he's. Oh god, stop! My name is Bob. Not a vampire. I don't know how he speaks. So up to the sound designer. Though Lance had a really cool idea to have them, because I'm still on the fence about voice, but just to have them emote with horns would be, I think, really cool as well. Now he's more like a petulant child. He's like, stop! Oh my god! Mom! It's just me, is his face small in this one? Like, Bob would be the type of person to get angry when he yells stop, right? Resolute Gamer. That kind of sounds like another Heroes of the Storm character. What's his name? The one who displaces people and can silence them forever. He's a StarCraft character. Oh, I keep forgetting his name. I keep thinking about Karazim, but that's not his name. So the Storm, StarCraft Heroes. None of these. Like, who at Google thought that displaying the image slightly larger than the thumbnail would work? Oh, here he is. Yes, what's his name? Alarak. Alarak. If you've ever heard Alarak, or if you haven't, just Google like Alarak voice lines. I think that would be a very good fit for him. If he had the same haughty kind of goes. Okay, we had thanks, stop. Team up. How does Bob, who is not a friendly character, I mean, he would be like, I guess we could work together or something like. He'd be haughty about it, right? Maybe a collaboration would be... No, that's more stern. Maybe a collaboration would be beneficial. Something like that. Working together. So it'd be kind of like a question? So it'd be like... Would you like to team up? Question face. Add a smile to the... So you like a cocky character? I guess so. Yeah. Add a smile to the... Sorry. It'd be more like, not like a question, but like it's implied that you would want to work with him, and he's like, okay, I'll allow it, right? So it's definitely some kind of looking down his nose expression. It's just like, okay, I guess I'll let you work with me. that just makes him seem like a petulant child. Alright, I guess I can see the...
Listen, man.
Do something. It's kind of like he's pondering whether he should take another cupcake or not, and he's like weighing the pros and the cons. Yeah, that's kind of the point of Bob. Where he's very obviously modeled after a vampire, but we're gonna keep saying that he's not a vampire. Yeah, I think this is about as friendly as Bob's gonna get, though he does have that one, so this one really doesn't match with any of the others. Maybe I should just do like dots for eyes. It's really hard to make a dot with this brush because it's square, but just do like that. I could do... Ah, I guess that's fine. Yeah, no. Whoops, thanks. Stop. Let's work together. Alright. Next. This thing stop getting hit. So let's ruffle him up a bit, right? His perfect hair. Let's tuss it up a bit, maybe. Let's just have one errant strand of hair. It's just like, ooh. Yeah. Bit more shock in his eyes. How did I? Yeah. Just like a big. Oops, thanks. Stop getting hit. Hitting another player. I think that's just this one, right? Being taken down, that's that one. Then taking someone down. Oh, right, that should be like the yeah one, but even more extreme, right? Bob and his many faces. Oh, we've got the drop there. Ah! Lance, I can make that. I can make a particle system that does that really easily. You want me to crack that out right now? Before we do the stand-up? I think stars and chicks would be. Alright. Okay. Okay. Okay, sorry guys, no more drawing, or some quick drawing while I Lance wants a Bob emotions. It shouldn't be in there. It should be in there. Nope. There. No, told you. In here. Lance wants a particle effect that shows the player's stun state. So we'll just supply him with that. Let's see, 265 should be enough. We'll make a star and a five. Let's do yellow. Actually, let's do white, because Unity can just change the color as long as it's white. How about you do that? Thank you. So weird, like the star is the only one that defaults from the middle. All the other ones default from the corner. And you have to hold Alt to get it to scale from the middle. And then also the polygon tool is the only one that doesn't orient itself with a straight side to anything. Like if you hold shift, normally things will go straight. Not with the polygon tool, it'll just randomly rotate it a bit. Okay, so that's a star. Let me think about if I should include a line. Yeah, I should. Because if this was a UI element, we can add a line later, but because it's going to be a particle system, we can't. So we'll give it a stroke. And that should be about. Let me just give myself a background I can actually work with. Give us a stroke. Get it slightly smaller, or else the stroke is going to be cut off. and something like a chick. By which I mean a young chicken. Let's do layer styles, and then we make another polygon. Give it 3 sides, not a star. And I believe, oh no, that's only in Illustrator. In Illustrator we'd be able to just round this right off, but dealing with Photoshop now, so so there's the, and that might actually be enough. Maybe we'll have to get a pupil in there by masking out part of the why is it? The stroke is not that big. Or is it? Oh, it's transparent. There we go. Something like that. Yeah, last time you were here, I did say something about I would love to have voice in this game, but well, as you mentioned, it's hella expensive, yo, and also file size constraints are always an issue. Guess that's it. Just quickly gonna do this might actually work already. Maybe we should do a wing. Or one of those little feather tuft. Yeah. Do not on the same layer, come on. Oh, right, makes sense, sorry. Let's do... like that. Okay. Got those two. I'm gonna export them as PNGs. To want to have a bit more control on that. Yes, transparency. Yes. Right. Okay, let's go into Unity. You guys probably have no idea what I'm even. And once again, no wait, Pro Builder is still up. Just the bar that I use the most is gone. I'll have to check that out. Something is going absolutely haywire. I might have to update Pro Builder or something. I guess we'll go into my test scene to build this. So I just have to build a quick prefab for Lance. We'll make a particle system. I have switched the system. Yeah, okay. Effects, particle system. So what we're building is a particle system that displays when the player is stunned, right? So it's kind of display these stars and stars and chicken chicks. I guess when you sorry, it's just a dumb idea. When you get stunned. So let me just quickly get in contact with textures. Oh, that's actually the right folder too. And then very well named star and chick. And both of those are sprites. Thank you very much. Hey, does the star not have transparency? What? I'll have to re-export that one. Don't know why. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Now, let's see. They'll have to have two. I can either do two particle systems that run with each other with an orbital, or I might be able to have. No, I'll just do two particle systems. So this is Mama said knock you out. And then we should do a. Let's do the stars first. But did I not? Oh, I still have to make the materials. Sorry, end of the day. It always fucks with me. Create material. Thank you, Matt Star. And then I get to toss that guy in there, and then the shader is a particle. Let's do a normal add. No, let's do added it for now. Grab the moments and knock you out. We'll toss. Let's start in. Come on. There. We will also, while we're at it, make it yellow. Ooh. not put a line around the... Oh, because it's additive. It won't show. So I might have to... or actually... God. Sorry. This end of day shit is really fucking with me. Nope, that won't work. Unless we go and do something like that. And then... we can make a yellow in here. And this will allow us to change the yellowness of it over its lifetime, or have it be a slightly different color of yellow as it spawns. Now I want it to have an orbital. It's always harder to... that's the one. And it's on, there has to be about 5 of them with a speed of 0. Let's see. And it can only spawn on the edge of it. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Bring this down. I want it actually to be more even, which I don't think I've ever had that with slightly more random, just like 0.5 and 1.5. Oop, nope. Not even that much. Maybe like that. And then just... How long would we... You get stunned for like max 1 second, right? So the duration of this should be a second actually, and then the lifetime is second 2. And then we can do 5. And maybe they go a bit faster. It shouldn't loop, right? It's just like loop. Okay. Noise always makes me motion sick. So ridiculously strong 0.1. Yeah, that's better. I wonder if there is a way. I believe there is a way. To have them emit further away from each other. That's nice. That's what I want. And then maybe a couple more. Oh, there should be chicks in between there as well, right? So we have this one. keep this looping just so I can see better how to make them further away from each other. This value doesn't. Yeah, this just limits that. Okay. Fewer, I think. Yeah. Okay, and then we just go this one, and instead of a star, we make another material magic. And we toss in our chick, which is also a particle. No, a particle's standard unlit, I think. Cut out filter on it. And then we toss that one. In there. Then if we show them both, put stars and chicks. Lance, could you take a look at the stream real quick? Oh, wait, he's... Lance, is this what you had in mind? Maybe a bit faster, right? And I would love for them to not overlap quite as much, if I can get it. Alright. Oh, bullshit. I'll make a prefab effects. Oh, that should be in resources, right? Effects. Yeah. Effects. Stun indicator. And then this one is birds. Let's make sure they are not looping, but they are play on awake. They are. You are play on awake. Cool. And I set something to world, which I shouldn't have. Set to local. And then local as well. That should still work. It does. Okay. Cool. Cool. Save that out. Drop that in there. Okay. Grab source tree. And I think that's gonna be couch multiplayer for now. Let's quickly see. Yeah, fine. Knockout particles. Come in. Pull. Oh no! What do I have? I have a merge conflict on a file that other people cannot possibly have. So that's cool. I'm gonna go with stage. Wait. How? I've done. What? How? But fine, just fine. I hate working with Gabe. All right. Aw, thanks, Boo. That's so sweet. I'm hungry. I'm tired. And I guess we're gonna do a stand-up in a couple of minutes. I think Lance might want to. Lance, do you think you can like launch that? Like, can we see it in game before we do the stand-up, or is it gonna be? Is that gonna take too long? Meanwhile, Bob has emotions. Can we in game? Give me a minute. Oh, cool. Okay, we'll check that out. And then after that, I am done for today. And I'm going to go and have a birthday dinner with the girlfriend. Cool. He seems more unsure than anything in this one. Maybe it's like a sly smile. Hey, you wanna work together? Maybe that's part of his personality too, that he just goes, This is the kind of like a roguish Han Solo. Nani? That's this one. It's just like, oh my god, this happened to me? I think I need more of them, right? Taking someone down. That's the yeah. Cool one. Suicide is the whoops. Maybe if they get taken down, because they always fall into the water, right? Maybe we can do a little underwater thing there, where they're just. He's just in there holding his breath. We should look a bit more desperate. It's more like, no, I guess that would be more for another character. Like other characters would be desperate, and he's just like angry to be stuck in a bubble, right? Thanks, Jones. It's over. It's over. This is it. Right, I can make him. Well, he is a vampire. He's not a vampire, but he is a vampire, right? So that's why he has no fleshiness to his complexity. Right. Lance just notified me that I should pull. Then open the game. He's not a vampire. What? Nah. Then suddenly Pro Builder Scene Swapper works again. No idea why that stops working so often. Okay, so now you get proper stunned if someone bumps you. I have to go through the join scene now. That's kind of annoying. Right. Let's bump this guy. Oh yeah, that's way too big. Hey, it only played the once. Also, the post-processing is gone. Ah, game dev. So much fun. Guess we can restart the scene. But at least we can see what it looks like, right? So you bump someone, beep, 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 and they get stunned for like not even a second. Okay. Well, we have a lot to work on tomorrow, but this is where I'm gonna end the stream now, so that we can have our stand-up in peace, and then I have to run off to my birthday dinner. There will be, I don't see any reason why there wouldn't be a stream next week, I think, right? Unless I'm mistaken. Nope, there's absolutely gonna be a stream next week. So I'll see you guys there, and you guys can expect us to have some cool new stuff to show you then. Meanwhile, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!